Gentlemen, I'm glad you could join us today. I don't have to tell you, but accelerating a car from a standing start is one of the most important and noble things a man can do. And you guys are new to this. You've never actually drag raced.
Nope.
Nope.
That's so crazy. But that's what we're here for.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, to bring you guys up to speed, to get you rolling in the art of drag racing, to elevate, you know, your status among the human race, turn you into true dragons. Huh? Okay. So, I don't have anything on the whiteboard. The whiteboard represents your experience. So, neither of you have ever been to a drag strip.
Nope.
Neither of you have ever street raced.
Well, I mean, yeah.
From a dig or from a roll?
From a roll.
Do we pee standing up?
Yes.
Okay. So, our viewers, they already know you and your car, Austin, the 65 Plymouth, the Poly head. But Garrett is new.
Yep.
So Garrett, what kind of car do you have?
I have a 1975 Dodge Charger. It's also called the Saturday Night Special.
Ah, that's a big name. You gotta live up to that,
Oh, I'm
right?
trying to get there.
Okay, what do we got done to the car?
Well, so far I put a bigger cam in it, lifters, push rods. It's got a split plane Walden intake.
Y-end.
Wyand.
Y-end.
And
I would write that down, except I have no. Yeah.
And it also has a modified hot rodded 650 carburetor. And that's it. That's all I've got as of right now.
And it's like a 4,000 pound car with like a 245 gear.
Yes.
All right, and it's really not tuned.
Nope. It's not. It's getting by, and it needs to be better.
So we're gonna have to do all of that also.
Yep.
We'll go outside and we'll go over the car and we'll give you homework assignments to work on. So neither of you have done a burnout.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, I mean, we're talking about true novices. I mean, there's the sum total of your experience. We're gonna fill that. All right, so let's go outside. We already know your car. Let's go outside and get a look at yours.
Gotcha.
Come on. Daryl, let's get a look at your car, man.
Yep. This is the 75 Dodge Charger Daytona.
So if you guys aren't familiar with these things, this is actually a B-body. This is, under the skin, it's the same as the 73, 74 Roadrunner. They're really good, solid highway cars, not really meant for acceleration. They're heavy. They loaded these, it's a personal luxury car. And this one here actually has the soft Corinthian leather, which isn't really soft anymore, but it's still Corinthian. So, Carol, let's pop the hood.
Sir.
So it's a 360,
Yep.
the original one from the car?
Original. Everything. Drivetrain is all original.
Okay, so the motor's got,
The OD says 87,000, but it's only 5 digits, so it could be more.
right, it could be 180, it could be 280,
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't really know.
but I mean, it sounds okay.
Oh yeah. When I first got it, there was like no issues, and then that was when I started driving it back and forth to work, and then 2 of the lobes on the stock cam decided they didn't want to be there anymore. And that was when I dropped the cam, lifters, and push rods in, and then we started doing the intake and everything else to keep up with it at that point.
Okay, so the cam, you showed me the cam card on this. It's a comp cams, it's similar to the Whiplash.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, it's on a 107, so this thing is like really choppy. It sounds like it's gonna, but it's ground 5 degrees up, so it's actually pretty streetable, from the bottom end. I bet you it's got good mid-range too.
Oh yeah, as soon as it gets into that mid-range, it just starts pulling like a freight train as it goes.
All right, so there's our Y end, say Y.
Y.
And
And.
just like it says on the manifold, it says
Y.
Y end, right?
Y.
Y end dual plane manifold. It's got a 600 Holly.
Yeah, hot rodded 600 Holly.
Okay. So let's pop this thing off of here real quick. Boy, that is the longest. Okay. Have you done anything with the spring in this yet?
We did the yellow one in there.
Okay, so the yellow spring is the lightest spring. That's good. Now, I notice you have fuel bubbling up here in the filter. You've got your filter actually laying on the intake manifold, right over where it says YN. So we definitely have to do something with that. We're going to have a vapor lock issue here. So looking around, we have an oil leak we got to fix.
Yeah, I got an oil leak either from the distributor O-ring or the pressure sending unit back there.
Okay. So before we can start really digging into this car, we're going to have to fix that, right? Fix the oil leak. We're going to have to reroute this fuel line here because this is just no good. You shouldn't have the filter actually laying. It's actually touching the intake manifold. So that's going to boil your fuel and give you vapor lock issues. We should get a spacer under this carburetor also. We have hood clearance,
Yes.
so we can get like a 1-inch spacer
Yeah, I believe so.
under here. I think that's necessary to get this car to actually work. The headers, they're just a standard, I guess those are, you know what make these are?
I do not.
No. Okay, so we've got our plug wires actually touching the header here. So here's something for you Mopar guys. Okay, if you're putting a set of these generic headers, these like Flowtech, actually even I think Hooker has the same basic setup. They bend these tubes to fit in an A-body chassis. So if you look at this tube here, the way it comes close to the motor, that's because on an A-body the steering link is right here. So what you're gonna have to do with this, see where plug wires are all cramped and touching there?
Yep.
We want to heat this section of the tube, put a pinch bar in here and spread this out about an inch, inch and a half, and that'll give us plenty of room to get the plugs in and out and not scorch the wires. So if you can take care of those things, now also we need the damper marked because we're going to curve the distributor on this.
Okay.
So we're going to need a mark on the harmonic damper that correlates to 30 degrees before top dead center, one at 35 degrees before top dead center. And you can go to 40 degrees before top dead center. Not that we're going to go that far, but it's a good reference point when we point the light at it. I don't like to use dial back lights because they're not accurate, so I just use a regular strobe. Other than that, I think we have something to work with here. How fast do you want to go with this car?
As fast as possible I can without like truly taking more away from the car.
What are our limits? What are we talking about?
If I had the space to actually take the engine out and do full and put it back in,
Okay.
I would do that.
We can do that. I have the space.
See, that's what the original plan was I wanted to keep the original drivetrain in the car. I wanted it all matching, but then I just got it to where I could just drive it, and I kind of just put that in the back of my mind because I didn't have a place to do it. If I had a place to do it, oh yeah, absolutely. Everything I could possibly do.
I have a place to do it.
If you want to do it, I'm more than willing to let's get her done.
We can even turn the pistons around. You know, the famous guys on TV think that's a joke. I don't want to get into that now. Don't want to get into that now. All right. So before we actually take this thing to the track and we face you guys off against each other, let's take care of all of these small things, get the car up to speed. We'll give it a super tune, and then we'll work on burnouts because, you know, you got to learn how to do burnout, right?
Right.
And launching technique, because that's crucial, right? So, we good?
We're good. Yeah.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to this.
Yes, I am
All right.
too.
What about you, man?
What about me?
Yeah.
What about?
You ready to rock and roll with this?
Yes, sir.
Does the car need anything? Or
No, I mean, there's just a little bit of a miss when you just lightly feather it, but other than that,
that's usually the timing too far advanced.
yeah.
What do you got the timing at?
38.
That's why.
Yeah.
Why do you have
So,
so
yeah,
much timing in
I haven't messed with it yet, so.
it? Back it off a couple of
Yeah, I'm
days.
going to.
Yeah. All right. So then we're not going to do anything with your car, right? We're not going to do anything with the car, but we have to do stuff with you to get you up to speed. So
Yeah.
you know how to burn out, you know how to launch.
Yeah.
I think we can get both of these cars down into the high 8-second zone, which would be like the equivalent of like a 13-second quarter mile, which is like muscle car territory.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
it's fast enough to be fun, but not fast enough to, you know,
Yeah.
get called out.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
All right then. When will you have that ready to go? Those
I
modifications.
As soon as possible.
Okay, so let's get together next weekend.
Yeah.
Get all that done. We'll work on burnouts and launching, and we'll start putting a suit or tune on that, and then we'll get it to the truck.
Yes.
Sounds like a plan?
Sounds
That's the
good.
plan.
I love this. All right, that's it. I'll see you tomorrow.